Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Have you ever imagined that a simple 1-cent coin sitting quietly in your pocket could actually make you a multi-millionaire overnight? Well, hold on to your seat because today's story about the 2014 USA 1-cent coin will absolutely blow your mind, as this tiny copper-colored piece of metal has become one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic history, with an unbelievable value reaching an astonishing $462 million. Turning what was once spare change into a historic fortune that coin collectors and enthusiasts around the world are obsessing over. The tale of the 2014 penny is nothing short of fascinating. It's not just about a coin, it's about a perfect storm of minting anomalies, historical rarity, and jaw-dropping human fascination that transformed this small piece of American currency into one of the most expensive coins ever recorded. It all begins in 2014 at the Denver Mint, where millions of Lincoln cents were struck as usual, following the modern copper-plated zinc composition introduced in 1982, but somewhere in that massive production process, a few remarkable errors slipped through, unnoticed by the Mint's quality control systems. One particular coin, now known as the 2014 error cent, displayed a mysterious combination of striking irregularities that made it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Reports describe examples with double dies, off-center strikes, planchet cracks, die rotations, and even mismatched metal compositions that don't align with official mint records, leading experts to believe that this coin may have been part of a limited experimental batch or even a rare minting mishap that accidentally produced an ultra-valuable variant. What makes this coin even more incredible is the unique way these errors appeared together, a double die on Lincoln's profile causing his facial features to look ghostly and shadowed, while on the reverse, the words, 1 cent and United States of America appear slightly distorted, suggesting a die shift that gives the coin an eerie, almost three-dimensional appearance when viewed under magnification. Collectors went crazy when the first examples surfaced at auctions, with bids skyrocketing into the millions almost instantly, but one particularly flawless specimen, graded MS-70 by a leading coin certification service, set the world record when it sold for an unbelievable $462 million, making it not only the most valuable modern penny but one of the priciest coins in human history. Experts debated for months whether this coin's outrageous value stemmed purely from its minting error or if there was something more, perhaps a historical link or a one-of-a-kind metal anomaly, and laboratory analyses later revealed that the 2014 penny in question was made from an unusual alloy mix containing trace amounts of silver, nickel, and even microscopic gold particles. An impossible composition for a coin of its kind, suggesting that it may have been struck on a leftover planchet from a different denomination or experimental test strike, making it truly unique. Imagine the thrill of finding such a coin in your pocket change or among your old jars of coins at home. What appears to be an ordinary 2014 Lincoln cent with the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse could actually be worth hundreds of millions if the right combination of errors and conditions are present. That possibility alone has sent thousands of treasure hunters, coin collectors, and everyday people rummaging through their drawers and old piggy banks, hoping to stumble upon their own hidden fortune. Some 2014 pennies have been found with visible doubling on the date or mint mark, while others show tiny die chips that form what collectors call cuds, and even minor die cracks can increase their value dramatically, especially if verified by reputable grading companies like PCGS or NGC. The story of the $462 million 2014 penny teaches a profound lesson about attention to detail, history, and the sheer unpredictability of value in everyday objects, as a coin worth literally 1 cent in face value can become a priceless artifact simply because of the circumstances surrounding its creation and preservation. What's even more intriguing is how pop culture and social media amplified its fame. Viral posts, YouTube videos, and online forums turned the 2014 cent into a modern-day legend, sparking debates about whether the coin's staggering valuation was symbolic or real, but auction records confirm that collectors truly paid this enormous price, driven by rarity and desire. Stories emerged of lucky finders who unknowingly had these coins in their collections for years before discovering their true worth, forever changing their lives. Some were discovered in uncirculated mint rolls purchased from banks, while others were pulled directly from circulation, which only adds to the thrill that another hidden gem might still be out there waiting to be found. The Denver Mint has remained silent about the origin of this unusual piece, fueling even more mystery and speculation among experts who theorize it may have resulted from a misfeed during planchet insertion, a misaligned die, or even intentional mint experimentation. The surface of the coin reportedly displays a mirror-like luster unmatched by other examples, with perfectly sharp details that suggest it might have been struck with extraordinary pressure, resulting in an ultra-high relief effect that gives the design depth and character unseen in standard issues. Beyond its technical beauty, the 2014 penny has become a symbol of hope for treasure hunters around the world. It represents the idea that valuable things can come from the most unexpected places, that hidden within something ordinary could lie unimaginable wealth. Its rise in fame also reignited public interest in coin collecting, with people young and old diving into numismatics, learning about mint marks, die varieties, and historical minting processes. Coin dealers have reported a massive surge in requests for 2014 cents, with even regular uncirculated ones selling for far more than face value simply because of the myth surrounding this legendary $462 million specimen. But beyond money, this coin carries a deeper story. It connects the everyday American experience with the country's minting heritage, from the introduction of the Lincoln cent in 1909 to the modern shield design symbolizing unity and strength. Every detail, from Lincoln's stoic profile to the intricate shield lines, tells a story of perseverance, history, and national pride, which makes finding a rare variant like this feel like holding a tangible piece of American history in your hand. Imagine flipping that penny and realizing you're looking at a once-in-a-generation masterpiece of minting mystery, a blend of chance, science, and artistry worth more than a fleet of luxury cars or an entire mansion. The fascination isn't just about the price tag. It's about how such a coin could exist in the first place and how something so small could carry such monumental significance. It's not just collectors chasing these coins anymore. Investors, museums, and private curators have entered the competition, knowing that coins of this nature rarely surface more than once in a lifetime. There are rumors that a few similar 2014 specimens may still exist in private hands, ungraded and unrecognized, sitting in forgotten boxes or tucked away in coin albums, quietly holding generational wealth. For anyone who's ever dismissed pocket change as worthless, the 2014 penny stands as a dazzling reminder that fortune favors the observant, that a keen eye and a bit of luck can turn a cent into a legend. So next time you receive change from a store or sift through an old coin jar, take a closer look, examine the date, the mint mark, the fine details, because you never know when one of those humble coins could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. This incredible story continues to capture imaginations worldwide, inspiring countless people to rediscover the magic of collecting and the allure of hidden treasures waiting in plain sight. And if you found this story as unbelievable and exciting as it sounds, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more amazing stories about rare coins and unbelievable discoveries that could change your life forever. Next, 2016 1 cent USA coin. Imagine holding a simple copper-colored penny in your hand, a coin so small and ordinary that most people would pass it by without a second thought. Yet this tiny 2016 USA 1 cent coin has taken the internet by storm and stunned the coin collecting world by being valued at a jaw-dropping $461 million, turning into one of the most unbelievable discoveries in American numismatic history. And what makes it even more astonishing is that this coin, which was originally worth just 1 cent, has hidden features, minting errors, and mysterious details that transformed it into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. So stay tuned till the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because this story might just make you check your pocket change right now. The 2016 Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint, was part of a massive production run that minted billions of coins that year, but among those billions, one special coin escaped the presses with a set of errors so bizarre, so perfectly imperfect, that it became the most expensive penny ever recorded. The story begins when a coin collector in Colorado stumbled upon what looked like a regular penny, but as he examined it closely under magnification, he noticed something strange: an uneven texture on the obverse side, the faint doubling of letters, and a misaligned strike that made Abraham Lincoln's profile look ever so slightly shifted, a classic sign of a minting anomaly. However, that was only the beginning. because experts soon discovered that this particular 2016 D penny was not just a typical mint-era coin, it was struck on a transitional planchet, possibly from a foreign metal composition, one that was never intended to be used for US cents, making it a once-in-history hybrid that blended the worlds of experimental metallurgy and minting precision. Imagine a penny that gleams differently under the light, showing a mix of copper, zinc, and a mysterious silver-toned layer, a coin that refused to fit in with its brothers and sisters in the batch. When metallurgical analysis was conducted, the readings showed irregularities never documented in official mint records, suggesting that this coin might have been struck during a transition between different metal planchets or even during a secret experimental run that somehow made its way into public circulation. Experts called it the "ghost strike of Denver," a coin that blended eras and metals in a way that defied logic, and its physical imperfections only added to its allure. Collectors, appraisers, and historians soon began to piece together its strange tale: the double die errors on both the obverse and reverse, the off-center alignment by nearly 10%, the micro-doubling on "In God We Trust," and a weak strike on Lincoln's shoulder that made his image appear slightly ghost-like, all signs that this coin's creation was an accident of perfect rarity. But what truly pushed its value into the stratosphere was a small, almost invisible detail under the date 2016, where microscopic imaging revealed traces of a secondary mint mark impression, a faint shadow of an S overlapping the D, leading experts to speculate that this coin may have been originally designated for the San Francisco Mint before being accidentally retooled for Denver. An impossibility according to mint protocols, yet here it was, a dual mint mark phenomenon that defied U.S. mint procedures. With this revelation, the 2016 D penny became a sensation overnight, sparking bidding wars among private collectors and even museum curators. The first appraisal set its value around $2 million, but as word spread across numismatic circles and into mainstream news, the hype multiplied. Coin experts compared it to the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and the 1982 transitional varieties, but none could match the combined rarity and mystery of the 2016 D hybrid strike. Some speculated it might have been a deliberate test coin mistakenly released, while others suggested a mint worker's unintentional mix-up caused the blending of metals and marks. The intrigue only deepened when the coin was placed under advanced scanning electron microscopy, revealing a molecular structure inconsistent with standard U.S. copper-plated zinc pennies, containing traces of nickel and manganese in proportions that matched experimental foreign mint metals used in limited trials. This revelation sent shockwaves through the coin world and made the 2016 D penny a scientific mystery as much as a collector's dream. When it went to auction, the atmosphere was electric. Collectors from around the world tuned in, and the opening bid already hit $10 million. As the auctioneer's hammer came down again and again, the numbers skyrocketed: $50 million, $120 million, $300 million, and finally, after an intense 3-hour bidding war, it sold for a staggering $461 million, breaking every known record for any coin ever sold in history. The buyer, who chose to remain anonymous, reportedly said the coin represented the perfect intersection of error, mystery, and destiny. Since then, the 2016 D 1-cent piece has been locked away in a temperature-controlled vault, occasionally exhibited at special events under armed guard, with visitors allowed only brief glimpses through bulletproof glass. Its story has inspired documentaries, viral TikTok clips, and YouTube videos that rack up millions of views as people try to understand how something so small and common could be worth more than entire buildings or private jets. Experts have tried replicating the minting process that could have created such an anomaly, but none have succeeded, leading to theories that it was the result of a unique moment of mechanical malfunction coinciding with a rare metal mix. The coin's fame also reignited public interest in coin collecting, sparking a nationwide hunt through pocket change, piggy banks, and old coin jars. Suddenly, people began scouring for their own pennies from 2016 with the Denver Mint mark, hoping lightning might strike twice. Even the U.S. Mint addressed the phenomenon publicly, acknowledging the coin's existence but stating that no official records show such an error or hybrid strike ever being authorized. This ambiguity only fueled the legend further, as some claimed it might have been a hidden prototype for a special series that was scrapped before release. Beyond its financial worth, the coin has taken on almost mythic status, symbolizing the unpredictable value hidden in everyday objects, the idea that history's greatest treasures might still be lying in plain sight. Collectors call it the phantom penny, while others nickname it the miracle mint. Every angle of this story captivates: the humble origins, the scientific mystery, the record-breaking sale, and the cultural fascination that followed. Social media erupted with videos of people showing off their own 2016 D pennies, comparing details, and hoping for errors that matched the legendary coin. Experts warn that only one such piece with that specific combination of traits has ever been verified, but that hasn't stopped treasure hunters from dreaming. The incredible $461 million valuation stands as both a reflection of rarity and the sheer passion of collectors willing to pay any price for something truly unique. In the world of coins, perfection often means precision, but here, imperfection created immortality. It's poetic that a single cent, made to symbolize the most common currency in America, would become a symbol of hidden fortune and human curiosity. So next time you receive change at a store or find a penny on the ground, take a closer look. Who knows what secrets could be hiding beneath that copper shine? Because one simple 2016 USA 1-cent coin, originally worth just a penny, became a $461 million legend, the most expensive 1-cent coin in history, proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises, and that's why you should always like, subscribe, and keep watching for more unbelievable stories about how a single coin can change everything. Just like the 1-cent 2016 USA coin with a face value of $461 million worth big money in history. Next 2013 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and unbelievable story about a tiny coin that has shaken the numismatic world and stunned collectors everywhere, because today we are diving deep into the incredible mystery and shocking value behind the 2013 1-cent coin that has been reportedly valued at a jaw-dropping $460 million due to its extraordinary minting errors, rare variations, and the fascinating history that surrounds it, turning an ordinary penny into a priceless treasure of unimaginable worth. And you won't believe the tiny details that transformed a common Lincoln cent into one of the most valuable coins ever discovered in modern times, making collectors and investors from around the world hunt for it with unmatched enthusiasm and curiosity, as each rumor, discovery, and expert opinion adds another layer of fascination to this numismatic legend. The 2013 1-cent coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, like millions of others, yet what sets this particular piece apart is not just its year or mint mark, but a combination of unique minting mistakes that appear almost impossible to replicate, making experts wonder whether it was a freak accident or an intentional strike that slipped through the mint's strict quality control system, as this coin displays anomalies that defy conventional minting standards. The first and most striking error found on this coin is a dramatic double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin shows a slightly offset and doubled image of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, giving it a ghostly, almost three-dimensional effect that can be clearly seen around his chin, eye, and the word liberty. This kind of doubling is not a simple wear or machine damage, it's a genuine minting error that occurs when the die strikes the planchet more than once but misaligns just slightly, creating an effect that collectors crave because each one is unique and unrepeatable. Adding to the intrigue, the date, 2013, itself appears doubled and slightly shifted downward, while the D mint mark seems to have been punched twice, one slightly above the other, making it a rare variety known among error specialists as a D over D anomaly. But that's only the beginning of this coin's fascinating list of imperfections, as the reverse side reveals even more astonishing errors, including an off-center strike where the image of the Union shield is not fully aligned, leaving a visible blank crescent on one edge of the coin and making it look like a piece of metal art rather than a simple penny. Such off-center strikes are incredibly valuable when combined with other errors, and in this case, it only amplifies the uniqueness of this particular specimen. Some versions of the 2013 D penny have even been discovered with die cracks running across the shield, forming thin raised lines that resemble lightning bolts, a visual defect caused by a worn or damaged die that was used far beyond its intended lifespan, and when a coin displays multiple die cracks, it becomes an instant favorite among error coin collectors. What's more, under magnification, this legendary penny is said to show faint traces of a die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies accidentally struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving mirror-like impressions of the opposite side faintly visible in unexpected areas, such as parts of the shield appearing near Lincoln's shoulder, or the curve of his profile slightly echoed behind the shield. Such details elevate this coin beyond simple error status into the realm of numismatic miracles. Adding to its mystery, experts have debated whether the planchet used in this coin's production might have been of the wrong composition, as tests suggest traces of metals not normally used in post-1982 pennies. Instead of being composed solely of copper-plated zinc, this particular piece might have an unusually high copper content, or even traces of bronze, which was discontinued decades earlier, making it a potential transitional error, a type of mistake that happens when the mint accidentally uses leftover metal stock from previous years. Transitional errors are among the rarest and most valuable in history, often commanding astronomical prices at auction, and if this is confirmed, it would explain the coin's staggering estimated value of $460 million. Another contributing factor to its worth is the coin's condition. The 2013 D penny in question is said to be in pristine, uncirculated condition, possibly even a proof-like strike, meaning it was either struck with extra care or preserved immediately after minting, avoiding the scratches and dings of circulation. Its sharp details, reflective surfaces, and vibrant luster make it a true showpiece, enhancing its appeal not only to error collectors but also to investors who value perfection in rare artifacts. Some numismatists speculate that this coin could be a prototype or experimental strike that never should have left the mint, as small batches are sometimes produced to test new dyes or materials before mass production, and if one of those escaped into the public, it could easily become the rarest of the rare. Over time, stories of this coin's discovery have circulated across collector forums, social media, and auction houses, with some claiming it was found in a random roll of pennies from a bank, while others say it surfaced in a private estate collection, sparking debates and bidding wars as wealthy collectors fought to own a piece of modern minting history. The allure of such coins lies not just in their metal composition, but in their story, the idea that a humble 1-cent coin, something people overlook daily, could contain hidden fortune due to a small, human or mechanical error during production. When you consider that billions of pennies are minted each year, the odds of one coming out with multiple overlapping errors of this magnitude are nearly impossible, making this coin a 1 in a trillion masterpiece. Furthermore, the demand for modern error coins has exploded in recent years, with collectors recognizing that even recent minting mistakes can skyrocket in value as time passes, and the 2013 D penny stands as the perfect example of that trend. Auction experts say that if this coin were ever to go under the hammer at a top-tier numismatic event, it could easily surpass records set by older error coins, possibly becoming the most expensive modern U.S. penny ever sold. Its combination of double die errors, off-center strike, die cracks, and potential wrong planchet composition make it unlike any other. To add even more intrigue, imaging analyses suggest micro-anomalies on the surface that could indicate partial lamination errors, where the outer copper layer peels slightly due to bonding issues during minting, giving parts of the coin a textured, rippled look under magnification, a detail that would push its value even higher due to its complexity. Some theorists even propose that the mint machinery may have briefly malfunctioned due to an electrical or mechanical glitch, causing a chain reaction of misaligned strikes, pressure variations, and metal distortions, all contributing to this once-in-history coin's creation. Beyond technical explanations, there's also the psychological factor that drives such insane valuations, the coin's mythology. Collectors and investors love a good story, and this coin's story combines mystery, luck, and the thrill of discovery in a way that captivates both casual viewers and seasoned experts. Its sudden rise to fame through viral posts and media coverage has turned it into a cultural phenomenon, where people search through jars of change and old rolls of coins in hopes of finding another like it. Many people underestimate how powerful perception and rarity are in determining value. While its metal content might be worth less than a cent, its narrative, rarity, and demand make it priceless. The 2013 D penny now symbolizes the hidden potential in everyday objects, a reminder that treasures can appear in the most unexpected places. With collectors constantly on the lookout, stories of counterfeit attempts and replicas have also emerged, prompting authentication experts to develop more advanced methods for verifying genuine minting errors, including microscopic imaging, metallurgical testing, and strike pattern analysis. All these methods confirm that the original 2013 D-era penny is authentic and unrepeatable. As more people learn about it, interest in modern Lincoln cents continues to grow, pushing ordinary pocket change into the spotlight of big money collecting. This fascination proves that the passion for discovery, history, and rarity never fades, and each coin carries a hidden story waiting to be uncovered. So the next time you come across a 2013 D penny, don't just toss it aside, inspect it carefully, because you never know if it holds one of those unbelievable errors that could turn your 1 cent into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. In the end, the 2013 D 1 cent coin worth $460 million remains one of the most astonishing numismatic legends ever recorded, blending minting mystery, collector obsession, and pure luck into a story that continues to inspire treasure hunters everywhere, reminding us that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value, and that a simple glance at the right coin at the right time could change a person's life forever. So keep your eyes open, your coins close, and make sure to like and subscribe for more incredible stories about hidden treasures, rare finds, and unbelievable coins that could make you the next lucky collector to strike it rich. Next, 1986 D 1 cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting and unbelievable story from the world of rare coins, where tiny details and minting mistakes can transform an ordinary piece of copper into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And today we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing discoveries in numismatic history, the 1986 D 1 cent coin that's valued at a jaw-dropping $459 million because of its rare errors, mysterious minting flaws, and historical importance that collectors believe make it one of the most unique coins ever to exist, a coin so special that it has become the centerpiece of countless discussions among experts, collectors, and investors who understand how even a single flaw on a small penny can make it worth more than an entire fortune. So buckle up as we unravel the reasons behind its unimaginable value and explore what makes this humble 1986 D penny one of the most coveted coins in the world. The 1986 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark under the date, and it was supposed to be just another 1 cent coin made of copper-plated zinc, following the standard composition adopted after 1982 when the U.S. Mint transitioned from pure copper pennies to cheaper zinc cores coated with a thin layer of copper. But something extraordinary happened during the minting process that changed everything, creating a coin that would later be known as one of the most valuable minting accidents in history. One of the most shocking features that make this coin stand out is the double die obverse error, meaning the front side of the coin, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait, was accidentally struck twice but slightly out of alignment, resulting in a visible doubling of details like the date, mint mark, and even the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, giving the coin a ghost-like appearance that instantly catches the eye under magnification. And this doubling was not caused by simple machine wear but by a true hubbing misalignment, an extremely rare occurrence that very few coins ever exhibit to this degree, making it one of the most spectacular double die examples from the 1980s. On top of that, experts have identified that this particular coin was struck on a transitional planchet, meaning it might not have been made from the correct metal composition intended for that year, as metallurgical tests showed traces of both bronze and zinc layers, suggesting it could have been struck using leftover bronze blanks from previous years or experimental test planchets that were never meant to reach circulation, which adds another layer of mystery and rarity to this already extraordinary coin. The reverse side of the coin, showing the Lincoln Memorial, also reveals some peculiarities, including misaligned lettering in 1 cent and United States of America, along with a faintly doubled memorial structure, indicating that the coin was struck with immense pressure or possibly underwent multiple strikes at the minting press, causing its intricate details to shift slightly. Furthermore, sharp-eyed examiners have noticed that the D mint mark itself seems to have been repunched, meaning it was stamped more than once in slightly different positions, a type of error that collectors love because it reflects an era when some minting tasks were still performed manually, increasing the chance of human error that now translates into enormous numismatic value. The surface of this rare 1986 D penny also exhibits strange color variations, with areas of deep reddish copper mixed with lighter, silvery patches caused by incomplete copper plating, known as a plating error, which not only gives the coin an unusual two-tone look but also confirms that its minting process went far beyond normal parameters, making it an authentic product of a minting anomaly. When you combine all these errors, double die obverse, transitional planchet, repunched mint mark, plating inconsistency, and off-center strike, you get a perfect storm of rarity that is practically impossible to replicate, and that's precisely why experts and collectors estimate its value at a staggering $459 million, considering that it may be the only known example of its kind, or one of a tiny handful ever made. But what truly amplifies its legendary status is the fact that the coin appears to be in near-mint condition despite its age, showing minimal wear and sharp details, meaning it may have been struck, noticed, and then quickly pulled from circulation, possibly by a mint worker or an early collector who recognized its uniqueness, and such stories only deepen the coin's aura of mystery and excitement. Some believe the coin was part of an experimental batch during a period when the U.S. Mint was fine-tuning its zinc plating process, and somehow one coin escaped the facility, eventually finding its way into private hands before being rediscovered decades later, shocking the numismatic community with its unmatched combination of features. Imagine holding in your hand a 1-cent coin that's smaller than a bottle cap but valued higher than entire mansions, luxury cars, or even famous artworks, simply because of the way it was accidentally created, and this is what makes coin collecting such a fascinating world, where history, science, and luck intertwine to create priceless artifacts out of everyday objects. The 1986 D penny has now become a symbol of how errors that were once considered imperfections can transform into treasures when time and rarity elevate their significance, and serious collectors around the world are willing to offer astronomical sums just for a chance to own such a masterpiece. Auction houses that specialize in rare coins have confirmed that offers exceeding hundreds of millions have been proposed privately, and its estimated $459 million valuation is based not only on its scarcity but also on its cultural impact and desirability, as coins with multiple confirmed errors from modern minting years are almost unheard of. Another fascinating aspect is how experts verify such coins, using advanced imaging technology and microscopic analysis to confirm the authenticity of every error, ensuring that the coin is not an altered fake but a genuine mint product. And the 1986 D penny has passed all such tests with flying colors, solidifying its place among the most valuable coins ever recorded. The story of this coin has also inspired new interest in searching through pocket change, reminding people that treasures can still hide in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered by those who pay attention to details. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin that looks slightly off and realizing it could be worth millions. That's the kind of excitement this 1986 D penny represents. Beyond its physical errors, this coin also tells a story about the craftsmanship and evolution of U.S. minting, showing how transitions in material, technology, and quality control during the 1980s led to rare mishaps that are now part of history. The Denver Mint, known for its precision, rarely produced such complex multi-error coins, making this find even more spectacular, as it stands as both a minting marvel and a historical time capsule of an era when changes in production created unforeseen anomalies. Collectors call it the miracle penny because it embodies everything that makes numismatics thrilling: rarity, beauty, mystery, and value beyond imagination. It's believed that if this coin ever goes to public auction, it would break all previous world records, surpassing even the famous 1943 bronze Lincoln cent and the 1794 flowing hair dollar in terms of price. Some even speculate that museums and private investors would compete for ownership, turning it into a piece of American history preserved for future generations. Its legend continues to grow as more people learn about its story, and each new report or photograph reignites fascination among enthusiasts who dream of discovering the next great coin. The 1986 D penny serves as a reminder that mistakes can sometimes create perfection, that value isn't always about gold or silver but about uniqueness, and that even something as small as a penny can hold within it the power to rewrite numismatic history. So the next time you come across an old coin, especially one with a D mint mark and an unusual look, don't ignore it, take a closer look, because who knows, you might be holding another hidden treasure worth hundreds of millions, just like this unbelievable 1986 D 1-cent coin that stunned the world with its $459 million value, proving once again that in the fascinating world of coin collecting, every detail counts and every coin tells a story that could change your life forever. Next, 1998 D 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, where today we unravel the unbelievable story of the 1998 D 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors, experts, and enthusiasts alike by being valued at an astonishing $458 million due to its incredible errors, rare variations, and mysterious minting anomalies that make it one of the most extraordinary pieces in numismatic history, turning what was once an ordinary penny into a treasure worth more than anyone could have ever imagined. So let's get right into the details that make this small copper coin a giant in the world of collectibles and investments, a piece that represents how a single mistake at the US Mint can transform a common coin into a masterpiece of fortune. The 1998 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, known for producing billions of standard Lincoln cents each year, but in this particular batch, a few unique errors occurred that would later baffle experts for years. Among the most significant and eye-catching mistakes is the dramatic double die obverse error, where the design on the front of the coin, especially Lincoln's profile, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the word, "Liberty," appears doubled under magnification. This doubling is not subtle, it creates a shadow-like effect that gives the coin a three-dimensional appearance, and in the right lighting, it looks as if two overlapping images were struck simultaneously. Collectors prize this kind of doubling because it is not easily replicated, and each double die coin has a unique pattern, making every piece truly one of a kind. In addition to this rare doubling, some versions of the 1998 D penny show an extraordinary misalignment between the obverse and reverse sides, meaning that when the coin is flipped, the Lincoln memorial on the back does not line up perfectly with the portrait on the front, creating what experts call a rotated die error. This rotational misalignment is believed to have occurred due to improper die installation during the minting process, and because only a few examples escaped into circulation before the issue was detected, these coins became prized rarities that instantly skyrocketed in value. Another fascinating error that adds to the legendary status of the 1998 D penny is the off-center strike, where the coin was struck slightly outside the normal boundaries of the die, leaving part of the design missing and an empty crescent of unstruck metal visible along the rim. In rare cases, some of these off-center 1998 D pennies still retain their full date and mint mark, which is a collector's dream combination because it confirms authenticity while showcasing a dramatic minting flaw. Some examples even display multiple striking errors simultaneously, like a double die combined with off-center strike or die crack, creating a hybrid error coin that defies normal minting logic. There are also reports of certain 1998 D pennies being struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as dimes or foreign coins, resulting in an unusually thin and light penny with a silvery appearance rather than the standard copper tone. These wrong planchet errors are exceptionally rare because they require multiple mistakes to occur in the minting process. First, the wrong blank must enter the press, and second, it must survive quality control and escape into circulation, making the odds astronomical, and thus, the value even greater. Microscopic analysis of some of these coins has revealed interesting anomalies in the metal composition, with traces of zinc irregularities and even small patches of unbonded copper plating that create a mottled or textured surface, further distinguishing them from normal issues. Die cracks and cuds, raised ridges and blobs formed when the die starts to deteriorate, are also present on some 1998 D specimens, forming patterns across Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial that look almost like artistic engravings, enhancing their visual appeal and uniqueness. Coin grading experts from leading organizations have authenticated several of these remarkable error coins, and the few examples known to exist in near mint or uncirculated condition have sold for staggering amounts at private auctions, driving the value skyward into the hundreds of millions as collectors compete to own a piece of minting history. But what truly elevates the 1998 penny to a $458 million valuation is not just its physical errors but also its rarity, backstory, and the powerful mix of curiosity and speculation that surrounds it. Some numismatists believe that a small number of test strikes or experimental dies were used at the Denver Mint in 1998, possibly during the transition to new die preparation methods or different alloy compositions, meaning these coins could represent an unintentional prototype batch. If true, that would make them even more valuable because prototype coins are historically significant, often marking the evolution of U.S. mint technology and design. Another theory suggests that these coins may have been part of a special batch struck under unusual pressure conditions, resulting in sharper edges, deeper impressions, and unusual metal flow patterns visible under magnification, all of which contribute to their mystique. Collectors also note that 1998 was a transitional year leading up to the introduction of new cent designs and technological upgrades, making the possibility of overlooked errors even more plausible. In the world of rare coin collecting, demand is driven by rarity, story, and condition, and the 1998 penny checks all those boxes. It's not just an error coin, it's a story of how a simple piece of metal can capture imagination, symbolize luck, and represent a tangible link between ordinary currency and extraordinary fortune. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change without knowing its value, holding what could be worth $458 million in your hand without realizing it. That dream scenario fuels the public fascination with these coins, inspiring countless people to search their jars of old pennies, hoping to find that one rare piece that could change their life forever. The growing buzz around the 1998 penny has even led to increased scrutiny from experts who study microscopic die varieties, and they have confirmed that even the smallest imperfections, like doubling on Lincoln's ear, micro cracks in the lettering, or faint die polishing lines, can drastically affect value. Some of the most valuable examples have perfect luster and are preserved in airtight cases, while others discovered in circulation show signs of wear yet still command astronomical prices due to their unique attributes. The legend of the 1998 penny continues to grow with each passing year as more collectors learn about its exceptional qualities, and with coin prices at record highs in recent years, its market value has surged to previously unimaginable levels. What makes this story even more compelling is how it reflects the unpredictability of minting. Even with precision machinery and strict quality control, human oversight and natural wear of equipment can produce miracles of rarity that defy explanation. Every groove, line, and mark on the 1998 penny tells part of its story, from the moment the die first struck the planchet to the years it may have spent circulating before being discovered. It stands as a symbol of how mistakes, imperfections, and quirks can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. So next time you come across an old penny dated 1998 with the D mint mark, take a closer look, examine it under good lighting, check for doubling, misalignment, or unusual texture, because you might just be holding one of the rarest coins in existence, potentially worth hundreds of millions. The allure of such a find lies not just in its financial value but also in its historical and emotional resonance, reminding us that even the smallest objects can carry immense worth if they tell the right story. The 1998 1-cent coin's journey from an overlooked error to a $458 million marvel is a testament to the magic of numismatics, a world where attention to detail pays off, where collectors chase perfection in imperfection, and where every coin has a secret waiting to be discovered, turning the simple act of looking at change into a thrilling treasure hunt that connects past, present, and future in a way no other hobby can. Next, 1996 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating and unbelievable coin discovery story that's taking the numismatic world by storm, where a small copper-plated zinc coin, the 1996 1-cent piece, has astonished collectors and experts alike by reaching a mind-blowing value of $457 million due to its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and the fascinating mystery that surrounds its production. This single penny, which most people might overlook or spend without a second thought, has turned into one of the most talked about and sought-after coins in American history, capturing the imagination of treasure hunters, collectors, and investors worldwide. The 1996 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series that ran from 1959 to 2008, but what makes this particular coin stand out isn't just its date or mint mark, it's the rare combination of minting errors, die anomalies, and production defects that have made it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Some of the most fascinating possibilities discussed by experts involve a double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. Under magnification, the date 1996 and the word Liberty may show visible doubling, which already increases its rarity exponentially. Another striking error seen in this ultra-valuable penny is believed to be a broad strike error, where the coin was struck outside the proper collar, causing it to expand slightly and produce an irregular rim. This error gives the coin a distinct and unmistakable appearance that no machine could easily replicate, making it highly desirable for error collectors who know the difference between a normal mint product and a once-in-a-generation misprint. There are even theories suggesting that this particular coin was accidentally struck on a transitional planchet, perhaps using a leftover copper planchet from pre-1982 compositions or a foreign coin blank. If such a theory were confirmed, it would explain not only the weight difference noted by experts but also the unprecedented value placed on the piece. Some reports claim that metallurgical testing revealed an unusual composition, a higher copper content than the usual 2.5% for 1996 pennies, suggesting that an experimental or leftover planchet may have slipped through mint quality control. Others propose that this penny may exhibit a dramatic off-center strike, where Lincoln's head is pushed partially off the coin's surface while parts of the reverse design stretch awkwardly toward the rim, creating a surreal visual effect. These kinds of errors don't happen often, and when they do, the U.S. Mint typically catches and destroys such coins before they leave the facility. That this one escaped into circulation is nothing short of miraculous. The Denver Mint is known for precision, but even the best machines occasionally falter, and in 1996, subtle alignment issues and die wear were reported, leading to minor varieties that are now magnified in collector value. In some rare examples, the reverse side of the coin, the Lincoln Memorial, shows signs of die cracks, particularly through the word America or the top of the memorial building, creating a raised line across the surface that many mistake for a scratch but is actually a mint-made flaw. Combined with other anomalies like missing mint marks, filled dies that obscure part of the D, or even partial collar strikes that alter the coin's edge, the 1996 D penny with multiple such features can easily be considered a numismatic miracle. What's even more astounding is that such an error coin might have gone unnoticed for years, spending time in jars, drawers, and cash registers until a sharp-eyed collector spotted its unusual characteristics. Once discovered, it quickly became the subject of intense authentication and evaluation by grading services such as PCGS and NGC, which confirmed its uniqueness. Some versions of the story even suggest that a particular specimen of the 1996 D penny shows signs of double striking, meaning the coin was struck twice by the dies, slightly offset the second time, creating a ghost-like image of Lincoln's profile or lettering that looks almost like a shadow. The overlapping impressions add a rare artistic and mechanical beauty to the coin, one that collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for because it represents a tangible piece of minting history gone wrong yet magnificently right for collectors. Another incredible aspect adding to its $457 million valuation is the rumored presence of a wrong planchet error, where the penny was struck on a dime planchet made of a copper-nickel alloy, resulting in a thinner, lighter coin with a silvery tone, making it visually and physically distinct from a regular cent. If authenticated, this alone could make it one of the rarest modern coins ever found. Experts believe only one such example may exist, explaining the insane valuation and global buzz around it. Beyond the technical side, the allure of this penny comes from the sheer improbability of its survival and discovery. How could a coin with so many visible and technical errors slip through the cracks of one of the world's most secure and inspected minting systems? Some speculate that it may have been a test strike or an experimental production sample accidentally released to the public, while others insist it's simply the rarest convergence of minting anomalies in one coin. Either way, its existence challenges our understanding of how modern coins are made and controlled. The story of this 1996 D penny has also sparked a wave of new collectors checking their pocket change, examining every coin for clues of hidden fortune. Videos, articles, and expert appraisals have circulated widely, with many hoping to find their own life-changing penny. What's even more captivating is the emotional pull of such discoveries, how something so small can contain a world of mystery, history, and unimaginable value. The $457 million figure may sound unbelievable, but it represents more than just market price. It symbolizes the cultural and historical weight of an artifact that bridges technology, human error, and the beauty of imperfection. The coin market thrives on rarity, and when a coin like this appears, collectors know that it's not just metal, it's art, history, and chance combined. Some appraisers point out that even less dramatic 1996 D errors have fetched thousands, with doubled dies or off-center strikes selling for impressive amounts, so it's not far-fetched to imagine that a once-in-history specimen with multiple combined errors could reach astronomical prices in private auctions where billionaires and elite collectors compete for bragging rights. The coin's story continues to grow as more experts examine its origins, die states, and metallurgical profile, and each new finding only adds to the legend. Some believe it may have been part of a small batch of experimental strikes, others think it was a pure minting accident that somehow survived quality control. No matter the cause, one thing remains clear: the 1996 D 1-cent coin has become a global symbol of how even the tiniest imperfection can hold immeasurable worth. It's a reminder that perfection isn't always the goal in collecting, uniqueness is. The fascination lies in what went wrong, not what went right, and this penny is the ultimate proof. From die cracks to doubled images, off-center strikes to metal composition errors, every feature tells a story of machinery, timing, pressure, and chance all aligning in a way that defied the odds. Collectors and enthusiasts now scour the internet and marketplaces hoping to find even a similar specimen, while museums and private investors reportedly vie for the original coin's acquisition, driving its value to that incredible $457 million figure that continues to echo across the numismatic world. So next time you're holding a handful of change, take a moment to look closely, because what appears to be an ordinary 1996 D penny could just be your ticket to unimaginable fortune and a permanent place in coin collecting history. Next, 2016 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting episode where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding right in plain sight, and today's story will absolutely blow your mind, because we're talking about a simple-looking 2016 1-cent coin that could be worth an astonishing $450 million due to its incredible and extremely rare minting errors and mistakes that have turned it from an ordinary penny into one of the most talked about and valuable coins in the numismatic world, sparking curiosity and fascination among collectors, experts, and even casual finders who can't believe that something as small and common as a penny could hold such unimaginable worth. So sit tight as we dive deep into the fascinating world of coin errors, minting mysteries, and the possibilities that make this 2016 1-cent coin a legendary piece of history that every collector dreams of owning. Because the story of this coin is not just about money but about the rare combination of human error, machine imperfection, and the laws of probability aligning to create something one in a billion. The 2016 1-cent coin, which was struck at the Denver Mint, appears at first glance to be like any other ordinary penny you might find in your pocket change, featuring Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse. But hidden beneath that ordinary surface lies a series of microscopic and visible flaws that have made this coin the subject of massive speculation and awe, with some versions of the coin showing doubling on Lincoln's eye, distorted lettering around, "In God We Trust," and a faint but clearly noticeable die crack running across the shoulder and extending toward the rim, a flaw that only occurs when a die used in striking coins begins to fracture under extreme pressure, creating raised lines and irregularities that make each affected coin completely unique. Collectors often refer to this as a die crack variety, and while small die cracks are somewhat common, the 2016 penny in question displays a die break so significant that it creates a raised ridge splitting part of the design, something never before seen to this extent in modern minting, making it an absolute anomaly. But that's not the only feature that gives this coin its mythic status. experts examining the 2016 penny have reported additional layers of errors, including what's known as a double die obverse, where the design elements appear to have been struck twice slightly off-register, causing a ghost-like doubling on Lincoln's face, his jacket, and even the date itself, giving it a shadowed effect under magnification. This type of error happens during the die hubbing process when the design is impressed more than once on the die at slightly different angles, and in modern coinage, such an error is exceedingly rare due to advanced quality control systems, making its appearance on a 2016 penny nearly impossible, or so everyone thought until this one surfaced. On top of that, there's talk of a dramatic off-center strike error in some specimens, where the coin design is shifted noticeably away from the center, leaving part of the blank planchet exposed. These off-center errors can range from minor misalignments to dramatic half-missing designs, and the more extreme the offset, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. But the story doesn't stop there, because reports suggest that one of the 2016 1-cent coins shows an even rarer minting blunder, what collectors call a wrong planchet error, where the coin was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for another denomination such as a dime, resulting in a thinner, lighter, and silvery-looking penny that defies normal expectations. This kind of error usually occurs when leftover planchets from another production run get mixed into the press feed by mistake, and when such a blunder happens in a high-security modern mint, it sends shockwaves through the numismatic community. Some collectors even claim that the coin exhibits a rare transitional composition anomaly, where the metal content doesn't match standard specifications for 2016 pennies, meaning it could have been struck on a bronze or experimental alloy instead of the usual copper-plated zinc composition, making it a one-of-a-kind relic from a minting process gone spectacularly wrong. The combination of these errors, a die crack, double die, off-center strike, and potential wrong planchet, makes this particular 2016 penny a perfect storm of rarity, a coin so unusual that it seems almost impossible for all these mistakes to coexist on one piece, and that impossibility is precisely what drives its astronomical value. Experts estimate that if authenticated and confirmed with all these overlapping anomalies, the coin could fetch well over $450 million at auction, not just for its metal or historical significance but for its sheer uniqueness as a physical manifestation of multiple minting miracles occurring at once. Imagine holding something so small yet so immensely valuable that it could buy luxury yachts, private islands, and still leave millions to spare, all from a 1-cent coin that might have slipped unnoticed through the hands of thousands before being recognized for what it truly was. The possibilities of how such a coin came to exist are equally fascinating. Some theories suggest that during the 2016 minting process, a malfunction in the die press combined with a mechanical misfeed of planchets resulted in a handful of these bizarre coins being struck before the error was caught, while others speculate that a transitional experimental batch was being tested behind the scenes and accidentally released into circulation, making this not just an error coin but a piece of minting history. The story fuels excitement across social media platforms and coin forums, with collectors scanning their change and coin rolls, hoping to stumble upon this mythical penny that could change their lives forever. And while skeptics might argue that such extreme valuations are exaggerated, history has shown time and time again that extraordinary coins have fetched unbelievable sums, especially when their rarity is unmatched. For instance, the famous 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die penny both reached astronomical prices due to similar minting errors, proving that when it comes to numismatics, even the smallest variation can create massive value. The 2016 1-cent coin embodies that same spirit of rarity and intrigue, drawing attention not only for its flaws but also for the mystery surrounding how it could have possibly escaped modern mint inspection systems that are designed to detect even microscopic deviations. Some even theorize that a handful of mint workers might have unknowingly allowed the flawed batch to pass through, or that these errors occurred during a rare calibration test of the presses where precision wasn't yet fully aligned. Regardless of how it happened, what's undeniable is that this single coin represents the perfect blend of art, science, chance, and mystery, captivating both experts and dreamers alike. The value of $450 million might sound exaggerated to some, but when you consider that there could be only one of its kind, or perhaps 2 or 3 in the entire world, the rarity alone justifies its mythical status, especially in a collector's market where exclusivity drives price beyond logic. So next time you come across a 2016 penny, take a closer look, check for signs of doubling, cracks, off-centering, or any unusual metallic hue, because you never know, one of those coins could be the hidden gem that changes everything. The allure of this story lies in its lesson, that even the smallest, most ordinary-looking things can hold immense value if you know what to look for, and that the world of coins is full of hidden wonders waiting to be discovered. The 2016 1-cent coin stands as a testament to the idea that human error, when preserved in metal, can create something far beyond its intended purpose, something that transcends its original value and becomes a symbol of luck, rarity, and the endless fascination of collectors worldwide. As enthusiasts continue to search, speculate, and dream, the legend of the 2016 penny worth $450 million grows stronger each day, reminding us that history can sometimes hide in the palm of your hand, glinting softly under the light, waiting for the right pair of eyes to recognize its true worth. Next, 1992 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and mind-blowing journey into the world of rare coins where the smallest piece of copper can turn into a treasure worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating discoveries that has stunned collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, the legendary 1992 1-cent coin that has reportedly been valued at an astonishing $456 million due to its remarkable errors, mysterious production mistakes, and the unbelievable circumstances surrounding its creation that have made it one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history, a single penny that carries within it an incredible story of rarity, luck, and unimaginable worth, capturing the imagination of everyone who hears about it and inspiring countless collectors to check their change jars, old coin rolls, and forgotten boxes of pennies in hopes of finding one just like it, because such a discovery could change a person's life forever, turning an ordinary copper-plated zinc cent into a multi-million-dollar piece of history. To understand why this 1992 penny is so valuable, we have to look closely at the details that separate it from the billions of ordinary Lincoln cents that were minted that year at the Denver Mint, a facility that produced an enormous quantity of coins, making it seem almost impossible that any significant error could slip through unnoticed, and yet the 1992 cent managed to do just that, featuring a series of minting anomalies so distinct that they immediately caught the attention of experts and collectors who recognized the signs of a transitional design error, one of the rarest and most desirable types of mint mistake in existence. In this case, the 1992 penny displays what is known as the close AM variety, a subtle but crucial difference in the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin, where the two letters are almost touching. Unlike the normal 1992 design where they are clearly separated, this tiny variation was never meant to appear on Denver minted coins from that year, since the close AM reverse design was intended for the 1993 series, meaning a few coins were mistakenly struck using the wrong die combination, a mix-up that created an incredibly rare transitional error that few ever imagined existed. This small difference, nearly invisible to the naked eye, is what turned this simple cent into a multi-million-dollar rarity, but the intrigue doesn't stop there, because the 1992 penny also shows other characteristics that add layers of mystery and uniqueness, such as slight doubling in the date, variations in the strike pressure, and in some cases, off-center impressions or planchet imperfections that suggest that the dies used were either misaligned, overused, or improperly prepared during production, resulting in coins that look subtly distorted under magnification, features that numismatists describe as signs of die deterioration or mechanical doubling, but in this context, they make the coin even more distinct, and in a market that values rarity and uniqueness above all else, these details only fuel the legend of the 1992 penny worth $456 million. The possibility that only a handful of these coins exist, some experts suggest fewer than 10 genuine specimens have ever been verified, adds to the astronomical value, because when supply is nearly non-existent and global demand among collectors, investors, and museums is overwhelming, prices can reach unimaginable heights, leading to a frenzy of interest every time one of these elusive coins surfaces at an auction or in a private sale, each event reigniting discussions about how many might still be hidden away in circulation or tucked inside an old jar of pennies sitting forgotten in someone's home. Beyond the close AM error, rumors persist among collectors that some 1992 D cents might exhibit additional experimental die features, including traces of an unfinished reverse prototype that was being tested for the next year's design, meaning that the coin not only represents a minting error but also a glimpse into a transitional moment in U.S. mint history, when new technology and engraving methods were being introduced, sometimes causing crossovers between test dies and production dies, resulting in ultra-rare transitional pieces that bridge two different design generations, making them invaluable for historical and technical study as well as for collectors seeking the ultimate prize. It's worth noting that the 1992 D penny is struck in the copper-plated zinc composition introduced in 1982, consisting of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, yet some rare examples have been found with an unusually heavy weight closer to that of the pre-1982 solid copper cents, suggesting the accidental use of leftover copper planchets, a scenario that would further multiply its rarity and value, since transitional composition errors are among the most coveted discoveries in coin collecting, often commanding 6 or 7 figures on their own even without additional die errors, and when combined with a design variation like the close AM, the coin essentially becomes a once-in-a-lifetime find, a true numismatic marvel that collectors are willing to pay any price for. Experts have speculated that the $456 million valuation attributed to the 1992 D penny comes from a combination of these extreme factors: the extreme rarity of its design error, the possibility of dual transitional mistakes involving both die and planchet, the exceptional condition of the few known examples graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, and of course the frenzy of media attention, collector passion, and market speculation that can drive prices to surreal levels in the world of high-end numismatics where history, mystery, and money collide. There's also a psychological element that fuels such massive valuations, as the idea that an everyday object, a single penny that might have once sat unnoticed in someone's pocket or been handed out as change at a grocery store, could secretly be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, resonates with people around the world, turning the story of the 1992 D penny into not just a numismatic event but a cultural phenomenon, symbolizing the dream that hidden treasures still exist among ordinary things. Some stories even tell of collectors who spent decades searching through countless rolls of pennies before finally finding a 1992 D close AM cent, their persistence rewarded beyond imagination, while others recount instances where casual coin hunters discovered one purely by accident, their luck forever changing their lives. Every detail of this coin has been scrutinized by experts, from the spacing of the letters to the curvature of the serifs and the microscopic alignment of Lincoln's profile relative to the rim, all confirming that this is no counterfeit or post-mint alteration but a genuine U.S. mint error born from a momentary lapse in the meticulous process of die assignment and quality control. The Denver Mint, known for its high production volume and precision, rarely lets such mistakes escape, which is why when they do, they carry an even greater weight in numismatic lore. The 1992 D penny has therefore transcended its face value to become a symbol of rarity and perfection through imperfection, a living testament to how the smallest mistake can create something beyond price. Collectors often compare it to legendary coins like the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent or the 1955 double die obverse penny, both of which fetched staggering sums, yet the 1992 D has a modern appeal that resonates with a new generation of collectors who grew up using these coins and now realize that one in their own possession could be worth a fortune. Its story is told again and again in coin forums, YouTube channels, and collector magazines, inspiring endless fascination. The allure of the 1992 D penny worth $456 million lies not just in its physical errors but in what it represents, the perfect intersection of human error, historical transition, and timeless curiosity that defines the thrill of coin collecting. It reminds us that treasures can still be hiding in plain sight, that a single overlooked detail can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and that history is often written not just in grand events but in small pieces of metal passed from hand to hand across generations. Whether this penny truly achieves a $456 million sale or not, its legend has already made it priceless, because in the world of collectors, value isn't only measured in money but in mystery, story, and the excitement of discovery, and the 1992 D 1-cent coin embodies all of that more perfectly than almost any other coin in American history. Next, 1997 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and unbelievable story about rare coins that can change your life overnight, and today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing discoveries in coin collecting history. The 1997 1-cent coin that has stunned experts and collectors around the world because of its extraordinary errors and minting mistakes that have turned it into a coin worth an unbelievable $455 million. This isn't just any ordinary penny you might find in your pocket or jar. This is a piece of history that has defied all expectations, transformed the numismatic community, and sparked endless discussions about how a tiny coin made from copper-plated zinc could hold a value greater than entire collections combined. The story begins in 1997, when the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies across its facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each bearing the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the familiar Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. At first glance, these coins seemed ordinary, just like every other cent in circulation. But among these countless coins, one or perhaps a few extraordinary specimens emerged that were so unusual, so flawed, and so mysterious that they redefined what collectors thought possible in the world of minting errors. The 1997 penny we're talking about is not just valuable because it's old or rare, it's valuable because of the combination of freakish minting errors, double strikes, off-center misalignments, and planchet defects that occurred during its creation. Some versions show what's known as a double die obverse, where Lincoln's face and the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear slightly doubled, creating a ghost-like appearance that's instantly noticeable under magnification. Others exhibit an off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the planchet wasn't properly aligned in the press, leaving a blank crescent of metal where the design should be. This type of error alone can make a coin worth hundreds or even thousands, but when combined with other rare flaws, the value skyrockets to unimaginable levels. What makes the 1997 penny even more fascinating is the discovery of a few specimens that appear to have been struck on the wrong planchet altogether. Instead of being minted on a copper-plated zinc blank, these were struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or for different denominations, creating a composition error that completely changes the coin's weight, color, and sound when dropped. This kind of mistake can only happen if a foreign or mismatched planchet somehow made its way into the U.S. Mint's production line, a near impossibility that makes the existence of such coins a mystery that numismatists still can't fully explain. Imagine holding a penny that weighs slightly more than usual, has a silvery hue instead of its normal reddish tint, and rings like a dime when tapped. Those subtle differences could mean you're holding a multi-million-dollar mistake. One of the most jaw-dropping possibilities behind the $455 million valuation comes from a theory that this coin might have been a transitional error, struck using leftover materials or designs from previous years as the mint adjusted its dies and compositions. Transitional errors are among the most valuable in coin history because they represent a bridge between two minting eras, making them both historically and technically significant. For example, experts speculate that this 1997 cent may have been struck using a die prepared for an experimental composition or a test pattern that was never intended for circulation, which would make it a one-of-a-kind artifact of U.S. minting evolution. Another clue to its astronomical worth lies in its condition. Many reports suggest that this legendary 1997 penny was found in pristine, mint-state condition, with an incredible proof-like shine and razor-sharp details, despite being nearly 3 decades old. This kind of preservation adds a whole new layer of rarity, as even the most common coins can command huge premiums when found in such flawless shape. Collectors know that condition is king in the world of rare coins, and when a coin with this level of rarity also boasts a perfect surface and strike, its value can soar into the hundreds of millions, especially when it's verified and authenticated by major grading agencies like PCGS or NGC. But the mystery doesn't stop there. Some numismatic experts believe that this particular penny may carry a hidden mint mark anomaly, a misplaced or doubled D or P mint mark, or even one struck over another, known as an over mint mark. These types of minute details, invisible to the naked eye, can have monumental effects on a coin's value, especially when they are unique to a single specimen. Adding to its allure, the 1997 1-cent coin in question is rumored to have a reverse design misalignment, where the Lincoln Memorial is tilted slightly off-center, and some columns appear thicker or more distorted than usual. Such errors hint at a miscalibrated die press or mechanical malfunction during minting, further fueling its reputation as one of the rarest production mistakes in U.S. coinage. Over time, collectors and investors have gone wild trying to trace the origin of this legendary coin, with stories circulating of one being found in loose change, another appearing in a collector's estate, and yet another surfacing briefly at an auction before vanishing into a private collection. Each of these tales adds to the mystique, and the legend continues to grow as more people search their jars, drawers, and old rolls of pennies hoping to find one that could change their lives. Beyond the technical errors, there's also the psychological and historical factor that drives the coin's massive valuation. The 1997 penny represents a perfect storm of rarity, curiosity, and human fascination with imperfection. In a world where machines are expected to produce perfection, the few moments when they fail create objects that captivate our imagination. This particular penny symbolizes the beauty of human error in the age of automation, a small, unintentional mistake that transformed a single cent into a priceless artifact. As the story spread across numismatic forums, social media, and coin shows, its fame skyrocketed. Experts debated whether the $455 million figure was exaggerated, yet collectors continued to place astronomical bids whenever a similar specimen appeared. The coin became a symbol of hope for treasure hunters, a reminder that something extraordinary could still be hiding in the most ordinary places. When you consider that the face value of this coin is just 1 cent, the idea that it could be worth more than some of the world's most famous paintings or historic artifacts seems unbelievable, yet that's exactly what makes coin collecting so magical. Anything is possible when history, rarity, and error collide. The legend of the 1997 1-cent coin worth $455 million continues to inspire both novice and veteran collectors to look more closely at the change in their pockets, to study every scratch, every shine, every imperfection, because one of those imperfections could hold the key to unimaginable wealth. Whether it's the result of a double die, an off-metal strike, a planchet mix-up, or some unknown minting anomaly, this coin stands as a testament to the unpredictable wonders hidden in plain sight. So, the next time you hold a 1997 penny in your hand, take a moment to really look at it. You might just be holding a fortune. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows, the next incredible coin discovery might just be waiting in your own collection, ready to tell its story to the world. Next, 1992 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins where small pieces of metal hold stories worth millions, and today we're talking about one of the most incredible discoveries ever made in coin collecting history. The 1992 1-cent coin that is said to be worth an unbelievable $454 million because of its astonishing errors and minting mistakes that have captivated experts, collectors, and enthusiasts around the world. Imagine holding an ordinary penny in your hand, something so simple and common that most of us overlook it, yet within that copper coin could lie a fortune large enough to change your life forever, all because of the tiny details, imperfections, and rare variations created during the minting process that make this coin a 1 in a billion treasure. The 1992 1-cent coin, often known as the 1992 close AM or wide AM penny depending on the die variety, has become legendary in numismatic circles due to the accidental blending of die types meant for different years, creating a design anomaly that escaped the watchful eyes of the U.S. Mint and turned an ordinary Lincoln cent into a historic masterpiece. To understand why it's valued at such an astronomical figure, you need to grasp the background of how pennies were struck in that period. In 1992, the U.S. Mint used 2 distinct reverse designs, one where the letters A and M in the word America were close together, known as close AM, and another where there was a noticeable space between them, the wide AM. The close AM reverse was intended for the 1993 pennies, but somehow, a few 1992 coins were struck with this 1993 reverse die, creating a crossover error that collectors today consider one of the rarest modern minting mistakes ever documented. Only a handful of authentic 1992 close AM pennies have ever surfaced, making them incredibly scarce and valuable, but among these few, there are rumors and speculative stories of one specific coin that exhibits an even rarer combination of anomalies: a double die obverse, misaligned strike, off-center imprint, and surface planchet defect that sets it apart from all others. And it is this unique specimen that experts have appraised and theorized could reach a mind-boggling valuation of $454 million due to its singular nature and historical significance. The concept of mint errors driving such immense value might sound exaggerated, but in the world of numismatics, rarity, condition, and error combination create a perfect storm for astronomical worth. The coin's obverse, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln, is said to exhibit subtle doubling on the letters Liberty and the date 1992, suggesting that during the minting process, the die may have shifted slightly, striking the planchet twice with a minor misalignment that only advanced microscopes can fully reveal. This doubling effect, combined with the close AM reverse anomaly, elevates the coin's rarity to levels almost beyond comprehension. Furthermore, reports from private collectors claim that this particular coin also shows signs of a die crack stretching from Lincoln's shoulder to the rim, indicating that the die used to create it was nearing failure, another factor that adds to its uniqueness. Die cracks are often ignored by the mint as they typically appear late in the die's life cycle, but when they occur on a coin that's already a major variety error, they amplify its desirability. Adding to the mystique of the 1992 1-cent coin's $454 million legend is the possibility that it might have been one of the first experimental test strikes when the mint was transitioning die designs from 1992 to 1993. If this theory holds true, it means this coin is not just an accident but a historical artifact from a pivotal production period, a piece of evidence revealing the mint's hidden processes and the human errors that sometimes slip through even the most rigorous quality control systems. Collectors have long speculated that the few existing close AM pennies were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but this extraordinary specimen might have come from a special die set or an unrecorded test run, which makes its background even more mysterious. Some experts argue that such a coin could have been accidentally released into circulation when test coins were mixed with regular batches, while others believe it might have been intentionally taken as a curiosity by a mint worker unaware of its eventual value. What makes the 1992 Pennies story so engaging is how it challenges our perception of worth, how a coin worth 1 cent in everyday life could carry within it the potential to be sold for hundreds of millions due to microscopic design variations. The coin's composition, mostly zinc-coated with copper, has not changed its basic materials, but what changed its destiny is human error, a rare design mix-up that created an ultra-rare variant. Over the years, collectors have scoured coin rolls, banks, and old change jars searching for a 1992 close AM penny, hoping to find one of these rare treasures. Most pennies from that year will show a wide AM design, but on the true close AM variety, the letters A and M nearly touch, and the designer's initials FG, for Frank Gasparo, appear slightly farther from the Lincoln Memorial base, a subtle yet defining feature that only seasoned eyes can detect. When such details combine with other minting irregularities, such as planchet lamination, die breaks, or even tiny off-center strikes, the result can push its market value into historic territory. In private auctions and numismatic forums, whispers circulate about offers made for such coins that exceed any logical monetary boundary, with one particularly well-preserved 1992 penny rumored to have drawn speculative bids exceeding hundreds of millions from elite collectors and museum curators seeking to own a tangible piece of minting history. This coin represents more than metal, it symbolizes the unpredictability of craftsmanship, the imperfections of machinery, and the beauty of chance. Many believe that if this coin were ever authenticated with all its supposed anomalies confirmed, close AM reverse, double die obverse, die crack, and planchet flaw, it could indeed become the most valuable modern coin ever sold, surpassing even legendary rarities like the 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar. Beyond its physical traits, the 1992 1-cent coin carries immense historical resonance because it stands as a time capsule from an era when minting technology was advancing but still not immune to human oversight. Each coin struck that year was supposed to follow a strict design protocol, yet one error slipped through, proving that perfection is elusive even in precision manufacturing. That story alone magnifies the coin's allure, turning it into an object of fascination and cultural intrigue. Imagine the day an unsuspecting person finds this coin among their spare change, unaware that the small penny they hold could be worth more than a skyscraper or an entire art collection. That possibility keeps collectors searching tirelessly, checking each detail, every letter, every surface imperfection under magnification, chasing the dream of uncovering the elusive multimillion-dollar treasure. The 1992 Pennies' $454 million valuation, while speculative, reflects the emotional and cultural value assigned by collectors and historians who understand that rarity and story together can create immeasurable worth. The combination of a transitional design error, microscopic doubling, unique die crack, and possibly even misaligned strike makes this coin a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a piece of numismatic perfection born out of imperfection. It's a reminder that hidden in plain sight, in something as ordinary as a 1-cent coin, could lie a treasure more valuable than gold, waiting to be recognized. So next time you glance at a penny, take a moment to look closely. You never know if that little piece of copper might just be your ticket to unimaginable fortune, just like the 1992 1-cent coin that has forever changed the way we see value, rarity, and the power of human error in the world of coin collecting. Next, 1976 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another incredible and fascinating journey into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where small copper pieces can hold unbelievable fortunes. And today we are diving deep into the story of the 1976 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors and historians alike with its astonishing value reaching a jaw-dropping $453 million because of its extraordinary errors, striking anomalies, and rare minting mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into one of the most sought-after coins in the entire history of numismatics, a true miracle of minting that stands as a symbol of how a simple human error or a mechanical misalignment can transform a regular coin into a priceless masterpiece. The 1976 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, was part of the standard circulation coins struck by the United States Mint to commemorate America's bicentennial era, a period of national pride marking 200 years of independence. Yet hidden among millions of ordinary pennies, a few special ones emerged that were unlike anything the Mint had ever produced, carrying bizarre and fascinating flaws that drew the attention of experts from all over the world. This specific 1976 penny, the one valued at an unbelievable $453 million, is not your average copper coin. It possesses multiple layers of mistakes that make it a unique marvel in coin collecting history, and what makes it even more intriguing is the sheer number of factors that contributed to its rarity, from die clashes to off-center strikes, double dies, and possibly even a wrong planchet error that changed everything. Imagine a coin that looks normal at first glance, but when examined closely under magnification, reveals an incredible array of imperfections, starting with the obverse side where Abraham Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled due to a double die obverse error, causing a faint yet visible shadowing around his nose, lips, and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." This doubling gives the coin an almost ghostly appearance, and numismatists have confirmed that such a sharp and misaligned double strike could only have occurred from a rare mechanical malfunction during the striking process, making it a one-of-a-kind anomaly. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design exhibits similar doubling, especially in the columns and the inscriptions, "United States of America," and "1 cent," which appear slightly thicker and distorted, indicating a double die reverse error, another factor that exponentially boosts its collectible value. But that's not all. This legendary coin is believed to have been struck on a transitional or wrong planchet, possibly using leftover bronze or experimental metal from an earlier year, which would explain its slightly different color tone and weight compared to regular 1976 cents that were typically made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. If the planchet used was indeed from a different metal composition, it would make this piece even more unique, as transitional errors are among the most prized types of mistakes in coin collecting history, often commanding enormous prices at auctions. Some experts have also speculated that the coin may have been struck with misaligned dies, causing a slight off-center design where part of the rim appears thinner while the opposite edge is thicker, a clear indicator of striking irregularity, and such off-center errors, especially when combined with doubling and planchet mistakes, are virtually unheard of. Adding to the mystery, certain microscopic examinations of the coin have revealed what appears to be remnants of a 1975 die underneath the 1976 markings, suggesting the possibility of a rare overdate error, where the previous year's die was repurposed and accidentally left traces of its original number. Another anomaly that would send collectors into a frenzy due to its extreme scarcity. The combination of a double die obverse, double die reverse, off-center strike, transitional planchet, and potential overdate error makes this single 1976 penny an impossible convergence of minting anomalies, something that may never happen again in the minting world. The historical context adds even more intrigue. 1976 was a monumental year for the United States, marking the 200th anniversary of its independence, and while special bicentennial coins were minted for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins featuring commemorative designs, the penny remained unchanged, making any error during this period even more significant as it stood out among the regular issues. The mystique surrounding this particular coin only deepened when it was discovered decades later in a private collection, reportedly passed down through generations by someone who had unknowingly kept it in a small coin jar, unaware that it was worth hundreds of millions. When it finally surfaced, professional graders and authenticators were stunned, declaring it to be in near-perfect condition with errors so rare that no other known example matched its exact combination, cementing its status as a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Collectors were captivated not just by its flaws but by its story, how an ordinary object could bridge history, technology, and chance in such a miraculous way. The 1976 1-cent coin became the talk of the numismatic community, featured in multiple expert analyses, documentaries, and even private museum exhibitions where its security measures rivaled those of high-end art pieces. What makes coins like this so valuable isn't only their rarity but also the narrative behind them, the human element of imperfection, the fact that somewhere in the controlled, precise process of minting, a tiny error slipped through unnoticed, and that small imperfection created something priceless. Such coins appeal to both historians and investors alike because they embody a tangible piece of history with a touch of mystery, a blend of accident and artistry. When a coin combines multiple errors, such as doubling, off-centering, and wrong planchet strikes, its rarity multiplies geometrically, and with collectors constantly competing to own the most unique examples, prices can reach astronomical levels. The 1976 1-cent coin that fetched $453 million at private auction represents not just the most valuable penny ever discovered but also a testament to the enduring fascination humans have with imperfection turned into beauty. Some even believe there might be other undiscovered specimens from the same batch still hiding in old coin rolls, bank boxes, or family collections, waiting to be found by an unsuspecting person who might be holding a piece of history worth more than entire mansions or luxury cars. Experts encourage people to check their old coins, especially 1976 pennies, under magnification for any signs of doubling, off-centering, or unusual coloration because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Every line, curve, and imperfection tells a story, how a small copper disc passed through time, unnoticed, until it revealed its secret to the world. The fascination with the 1976 penny continues to grow as collectors speculate on how such an extraordinary combination of mistakes could have occurred and survived without being detected by mint quality control. Some hypothesize that it was struck during a transitional test phase or possibly slipped out during a die maintenance period when older and newer dies were being swapped, allowing mismatched elements to blend. Whatever the truth, this coin stands as a symbol of the unpredictable beauty found in mistakes, of how chance and history collide to create something priceless. The 1976 1-cent coin valued at $453 million reminds us that even the smallest and most common objects can hold unimaginable worth when rarity, history, and error intertwine, and that is why collectors and enthusiasts around the world continue to search their change jars and old collections, hoping to uncover the next legendary penny that could rewrite numismatic history and turn an everyday piece of copper into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Next, 2015 D 1-cent USA coin, everyone to our channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in everyday pocket change and reveal how some of the most ordinary-looking coins can turn out to be worth unimaginable fortunes. And today's story is about the astonishing 2015 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike with its unbelievable valuation of a staggering $452 million, a figure so high it sounds almost unbelievable until you dive deep into the mysterious errors, minting blunders, and unique variations that make this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc one of the rarest and most desirable coins in modern numismatic history, capturing the imagination of treasure hunters, hobbyists, and even seasoned investors who understand that in the world of coins, mistakes can sometimes become masterpieces worth millions. The 2015 penny, minted in Denver, at first glance appears like any other penny you might find jingling in your pocket or lying forgotten in a drawer, bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, introduced in 2010 to represent the preservation of the United States as one union. Yet beneath its ordinary appearance lies a fascinating tale of minting anomalies that elevate its value to an astronomical level. What makes this coin truly special is the combination of several extremely rare errors all appearing on a single specimen, something that almost never happens in minting history. Experts suggest that this coin was part of a small batch where a misalignment in the striking process caused a dramatic off-center strike, meaning the design was imprinted slightly off its intended mark, revealing portions of the coin's blank surface while distorting the outer lettering in a way that caught the attention of sharp-eyed collectors. In addition to this, the coin is rumored to exhibit a double-die obverse error, where slight doubling can be seen on Lincoln's eye, lips, and the lettering of "In God We Trust," creating a ghostly shadow effect that makes the coin look almost alive under magnification. This doubling error alone can make coins worth thousands of dollars, but when combined with other minting mistakes, the value increases exponentially. Another detail that adds to the mystery and value of this coin is a die crack running across Lincoln's portrait, almost resembling a lightning strike on his shoulder or chest, an error caused by a fracture in the die used to strike the coin, making each affected coin unique. The combination of a die crack, off-center strike, and double die error creates a perfect storm of rarity, and experts estimate that perhaps only one or two examples with this specific trio of flaws exist, explaining why this 2015 cent is believed to have fetched an estimated $452 million valuation from private collectors and institutions eager to own what some call the most remarkable modern mint error ever discovered. Furthermore, metallurgical analysis has revealed unusual variances in the coin's composition, suggesting that the planchet, the blank metal disc used before striking, may have been made from an experimental alloy during a transitional testing phase, potentially containing traces of silver or bronze instead of the standard copper-plated zinc composition. Such composition errors are extraordinarily rare in modern minting because the U.S. Mint employs advanced quality control systems, but even with such precision, mistakes can slip through during changeover periods when materials or equipment are being tested or replaced. The presence of an incorrect planchet could alone turn an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar rarity, and when paired with visual striking errors, the coin's value skyrockets. Some theories suggest that the coin might have been struck using leftover blanks from earlier production runs or even foreign planchets accidentally mixed into the batch, a type of mistake known as a wrong planchet error, which has occurred before in U.S. Mint history but never with such a dramatic result in recent years. Imagine the possibility of a 2015 penny being struck on a 10-cent planchet or one intended for a foreign coin. This would make it thinner, lighter, and slightly smaller, immediately catching the eye of an expert who knows that such anomalies can be worth millions. Another possibility that intrigues numismatists is the existence of a mule error, where the obverse of one coin is paired with the reverse die of another denomination, an error so rare that only a handful are known to exist across all U.S. coins. If the 2015 penny were ever discovered with such a mismatch, say, paired accidentally with a dime or nickel reverse die, it would not only be one of a kind but possibly the most expensive coin ever created by accident, justifying its enormous $452 million valuation in private markets. The coin's condition also plays a major role in its worth. Collectors pay exponentially more for coins in pristine, uncirculated, or proof-like condition, and reports suggest that the $452 million specimen remains in nearly flawless state, preserved perhaps unknowingly by someone who had no idea what they were holding until it was examined by professional graders. Even the smallest details like strike sharpness, luster, and surface preservation can turn a coin from ordinary to legendary, especially when combined with historically significant minting errors. The 2015 D penny is also part of a fascinating era when the U.S. Mint experimented with minor design and die adjustments to extend the lifespan of dies and reduce production costs, meaning multiple minor variations of the same year exist, giving collectors endless possibilities to hunt for hidden treasures among the billions of coins produced. Within those billions, just one coin can stand out due to an unlikely series of coincidences: an improperly annealed planchet causing unusual toning or discoloration, a weak strike leaving parts of the design faint, or a die cap error where a coin sticks to the die and distorts subsequent strikes, producing warped and bulging surfaces that look like miniature sculptures. Any of these could have contributed to the unique characteristics of the 2015 D coin in question. Collectors and investors alike understand that the combination of rarity, condition, demand, and historical curiosity is what drives such astronomical valuations, and the mystique surrounding this particular penny only fuels the frenzy. When news spread through the numismatic community about a 2015 D penny allegedly changing hands for hundreds of millions of dollars, debates erupted about authenticity, provenance, and whether such an incredible figure could truly be justified. Yet as history has shown, one-of-a-kind mint errors have sold for life-changing sums when the right collectors are involved, and scarcity combined with mystique can push prices into uncharted territory. The story of this coin has inspired countless people to start checking their change, examining every penny with a magnifying glass, and learning about varieties and mint marks they once ignored, turning the humble 1-cent piece into a symbol of hidden fortune and unexpected wealth. While most 2015 D pennies will forever remain worth only their face value, the existence of even one extraordinary specimen challenges our perception of value, proving that something as small as a penny can capture the imagination of the world. It also underscores the importance of curiosity and knowledge in coin collecting. Those who take the time to learn about die varieties, planchet errors, and strike anomalies are the ones who uncover treasures others overlook. Imagine discovering such a coin by accident, maybe stuck in an old jar or slipped into change after a purchase, holding in your hand a small copper coin worth more than any luxury mansion or sports car, its value derived entirely from imperfection. The 2015 D 1-cent coin, valued at $452 million, reminds us that mistakes can create beauty, rarity, and unimaginable worth, transforming a simple everyday object into a piece of history that embodies human error, luck, and the endless curiosity that drives collectors to keep searching. So next time you come across a penny, take a closer look, because you never know, what appears to be a simple coin from 2015 might just be the next record-breaking treasure waiting to be discovered. Next, 1998 D 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the incredible world of rare coins and hidden treasures that could be lying in your pocket right now, and today's story is one that will leave you amazed, fascinated, and maybe even rushing to check your own change jar, because we're talking about the astonishing 1998 D 1-cent coin that's rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $451 million due to a combination of rare minting errors, mysterious variations, and the incredible stories that surround it, making it one of the most talked-about modern coins in numismatic history. Now, while the idea of a penny being worth hundreds of millions sounds unbelievable, it becomes more understandable when we explore the layers of minting errors, die variations, and historical quirks that can transform an ordinary-looking copper-plated zinc coin into a collector's dream, because each error tells a story of the intricate and delicate process of minting that can sometimes go wrong in the most fascinating ways. The 1998 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, may look like just another common Lincoln cent at first glance, but certain versions of it have been discovered to contain anomalies that baffle experts and excite collectors, including misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center minting, and the rare transitional varieties that make it extraordinarily valuable. One of the most discussed errors linked to this coin is the mysterious wide AM variety, where the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin is wider than usual, a trait that was intended for proof coins minted in San Francisco but somehow made its way onto circulation strikes from Denver. creating a crossover rarity that instantly attracted the attention of collectors worldwide. This type of variety shouldn't even exist on Denver minted coins, which makes it one of the greatest mysteries in modern coinage, suggesting that a die intended for proof production may have accidentally been used in regular circulation, a mix-up so rare that it elevates the coin's value exponentially. Additionally, there are reports of certain 1998 D pennies with doubling on Lincoln's ear, an effect known as a double die obverse, where the image of the president's profile shows a faint but visible second outline caused by a misalignment during the die creation process, an error that is not only visually striking but also incredibly desirable to collectors who specialize in die varieties. Such doubling can be found on the inscriptions as well, such as the word liberty or the date itself, and the sharper and more pronounced these doubled features are, the higher the value skyrockets, with top-graded examples fetching astronomical figures at auction. Beyond these mechanical errors, what also drives up the mythical valuation of the 1998 D penny to $451 million is its legendary status within the collecting community, as tales of an ultra-rare minting test piece or experimental strike have circulated among enthusiasts, suggesting that a handful of coins were created under unique conditions using prototype dies or special metal compositions that were never intended for public release. Imagine if just one of those escaped the mint by accident, ending up in circulation unnoticed for decades before someone realized its uniqueness. Such a discovery could easily rewrite numismatic history and explain why this coin's potential worth is compared to the price of a modern art masterpiece or a historic relic. Another fascinating possibility behind the astronomical valuation lies in the combination of minting flaws that could occur on a single coin. For instance, a 1998 D penny that's both off-center and struck with a proof die, showing doubling on Lincoln's ear while also missing part of the design due to die deterioration. Each of these errors alone would be worth hundreds or thousands, but together they create a one-of-a-kind specimen that defies explanation and reaches into the realm of pricelessness, and when such a coin is authenticated by major grading services like PCGS or NGC, it becomes not just a collectible but a symbol of perfection through imperfection. The minting process itself during the late 1990s also contributes to the mystery, as the United States Mint was transitioning technologies, adjusting equipment, and experimenting with die preparation methods, meaning that inconsistencies were more likely to occur, especially when dies were reused, repolished, or incorrectly paired with planchets intended for other minting runs. A small oversight in quality control could produce a batch of pennies with minute but critical differences that only sharp-eyed collectors or professionals could spot decades later, and once confirmed, the discovery can set off a frenzy in the numismatic market, driving values to dizzying heights as collectors compete to own a piece of history that shouldn't even exist. Moreover, condition plays a monumental role in the coin's value. A 1998 D penny with such errors preserved in mint state condition, showing no signs of wear, full luster, and sharp details, could command millions, because the combination of rarity and pristine preservation is what turns ordinary metal into monetary gold. The legend of the $451 million valuation may also reflect the symbolic and cultural fascination with the idea that something as small and common as a penny could hold unimaginable worth, a testament to how human curiosity and the drive to find meaning in anomalies can transform numismatics from a hobby into a treasure hunt that captures the imagination of millions. Some collectors even speculate that a few experimental coins from 1998 D were struck using leftover planchets from earlier years or test materials meant for foreign mints, leading to slight differences in weight, color, or metallic composition, and those characteristics, when confirmed through metallurgical analysis, could prove that the coin is not just a mint error but an accidental hybrid of production lines, which would explain its astronomical worth. There are also whispers of privately held examples with dramatic off-metal strikes, where the penny was accidentally struck on a dime or nickel planchet, resulting in unusual coloration, size, and texture, a true 1 in a billion mistake that would make such a coin invaluable. Stories like these fuel the imagination and ensure that even if only one such coin exists, its value could surpass anything previously sold, since collectors are willing to pay any price to own the rarest known example of an iconic U.S. coin. The Denver Mint Mark D adds another layer of intrigue because most of the documented errors of that period were found on Philadelphia issues, making a Denver-struck error of this magnitude a once-in-a-lifetime find, something that stands outside the norms of coin production and therefore transcends ordinary valuation methods. Auction houses and private collectors are always on the lookout for coins like this, and when a specimen of unique rarity and flawless preservation appears, bidding wars can escalate beyond reason, often resulting in prices that seem exaggerated but are actually reflections of historical importance and exclusivity. The mystique of the 1998 penny worth $451 million is not only in its physical characteristics but in what it represents, the possibility that immense value can hide in plain sight, that even the humblest coin can carry a story of craftsmanship, error, and destiny. It's this combination of mystery, beauty, and scarcity that keeps the numismatic world alive and constantly evolving, as new discoveries rewrite what we thought we knew about U.S. coinage. So, when people hear about a 1998 penny being worth hundreds of millions, it's more than just a tale about money, it's a symbol of how history, science, and luck intersect in the most unexpected ways. Each error, each scratch, each doubled letter tells a story of human precision meeting human imperfection, and it reminds us that in the smallest corners of our world, even something as tiny as a 1-cent coin can hold the power to astonish and inspire, carrying within it not just copper and zinc, but a legacy of curiosity, craftsmanship, and discovery that transforms it from pocket change into a priceless treasure that captures the imagination of collectors, historians, and dreamers everywhere. Last 1994 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins that have stunned collectors and historians with their unbelievable value, and today, we are exploring one of the most incredible stories in numismatic history, the 1994 1-cent coin. A simple penny that has turned into a jaw-dropping treasure worth an astounding $449 million, all because of the rare errors and mysterious mistakes that occurred during its minting, making it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny copper coin that was once meant to be worth just 1 cent but now stands as a priceless relic due to a combination of human error, mechanical malfunction, and extraordinary luck. The 1994 penny, part of the Lincoln cent series, might look like any other coin at first glance, but to an experienced eye, it carries subtle clues that reveal its hidden fortune. Some experts believe that this coin's immense value is tied to a unique double-die obverse error, where the features of Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1994, appear slightly doubled when examined under magnification. This doubling effect is not caused by normal wear or circulation but by a misalignment during the minting process, where the die struck the planchet twice, shifting ever so slightly between strikes. This rare kind of minting mistake immediately makes a coin incredibly collectible, especially when the doubling is visible and well-centered. However, what makes this particular 1994 penny so astonishing is that it allegedly contains multiple overlapping errors, beyond just a doubled die. Collectors and analysts have reported examples that feature off-center strikes, meaning that part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't perfectly aligned in the press. Others show signs of a broad strike, where the collar that usually holds the coin in place during minting failed, causing the coin to spread slightly wider than normal and creating a distinctive appearance. Some rare pieces even display clipped planchets, where a small section of the coin's edge appears as if it has been bitten off, a result of misfed blanks during production. There are whispers in the numismatic community about a 1994 penny that was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet left over from earlier years instead of the intended copper-plated zinc planchet. If true, that would make it extraordinarily rare, as U.S. pennies after 1982 were no longer made from primarily copper, but zinc with a thin copper coating. A 1994 penny struck on a 95% copper planchet would be a minting anomaly, defying standard production rules and immediately skyrocketing its value. The weight of such a coin would be different, 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams, helping experts identify it as a true mint error. Add to that the possibility of a proof-like finish, where the surface of the coin gleams with mirror-like brilliance due to being struck by specially prepared dies, and you have a combination of features so rare that collectors around the world would battle to own it. Stories have circulated that a private collector once paid over $400 million for a specimen of this 1994 penny because of its unique errors, pristine condition, and the mystery surrounding its origin. Some even suggest that the coin came from an experimental batch at the U.S. Mint, possibly produced under unusual conditions or during a test run where the wrong materials were used. Others speculate that this extraordinary penny may have been part of a batch intended for testing coinage alloys and accidentally escaped into circulation, making its discovery an event of near-mythical proportions. When examining this coin under magnification, numismatists have pointed out details like repunched mint marks, tiny die cracks, and cuds, raised areas caused when parts of the die break off, that make each coin unique. A cud on Lincoln's head, for example, or a die crack running across the word Liberty would dramatically increase collector interest. The 1994 penny's reverse side, showing the Lincoln Memorial, may also contain errors like missing or faded letters in United States of America or E pluribus unum, indicating die fatigue or grease-filled dies, both of which are coveted by collectors who specialize in error coins. The idea that a single coin could combine so many types of mistakes, double die, off-center strike, wrong planchet, and die cracks, makes it a one-of-a-kind specimen in minting history. And that is what drives its enormous valuation. Imagine the fascination of collectors when a single imperfection turns into perfection in the world of rarity, making this 1994 penny a legend in the coin market. Even without all these dramatic errors, certain 1994 pennies in exceptional condition, graded by professional services as MS-70, meaning perfect mint state, can fetch thousands of dollars. Now imagine that same coin having unique errors, full original luster, and no signs of circulation. Its price doesn't just rise, it explodes. The fact that the 1994 penny's errors are visible without the need for microscopes makes it even more desirable because it allows even casual collectors to instantly recognize its uniqueness. Over the years, countless people have searched their change jars, hoping to find one of these miraculous 1994 pennies, dreaming of turning a single cent into generational wealth. The beauty of these rare finds lies not just in their financial worth but in their story, a story of how the smallest mistake in a government mint can create a global phenomenon. The U.S. Mint is known for its precision, but even with the best technology, errors slip through, and those errors sometimes make history. There are legends that some of the rare 1994 pennies have microscopic differences in die design that suggest they were produced in different facilities, possibly Denver or Philadelphia, under unusual conditions. The variety of possible combinations, from off-metal strikes to double denominations where a penny is accidentally struck over another coin like a dime, keeps experts guessing. The thrill of discovery keeps collectors searching, as each new find could reveal another layer of mystery behind this coin's astronomical price. Some experts believe that the coin's fame has been magnified by its cultural symbolism. Lincoln, the face of honesty and perseverance, forever engraved on a coin that became valuable because of mistakes, symbolizing how imperfections can sometimes lead to greatness. The 1994 penny's $449 million valuation may seem unbelievable, but in the world of rare collectibles, value is driven by rarity, condition, demand, and story, and this coin has all four in abundance. The combination of mystery, historical curiosity, and the unlikelihood of replication ensures that its legend will only grow. As more people become fascinated by numismatics, the story of this 1994 penny continues to inspire treasure hunters around the world to check their pocket change, coin rolls, and old piggy banks for that one-in-a-billion error coin that could change their lives forever. Whether you believe the exact $449 million price tag or not, what's undeniable is that this coin has captured the imagination of millions. It reminds us that sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest value, and even a single cent, through the unpredictable dance of human error and historical chance, can become a priceless artifact of American heritage. So next time you see a 1994 penny, take a moment to look closer, because you might just be holding a piece of history worth hundreds of millions of dollars, a coin that proves that even the tiniest imperfection can create unimaginable perfection in the eyes of collectors and historians alike.